All right, so starting a food business checklist. In this podcast, which we will go ahead and upload onto our YouTube channel, we are going to cover that very question. I'm going to give you a breakdown of 10 things on our checklist if you're looking to start a brand new food business. And what are the requirements to start a food business? So these 10 steps will actually encompass those two questions. And they're great questions from our subscribers on Marketing Food Online. So this is Damian Roberti. If this is your first video and podcast, of course, on Marketing Food, definitely hit that subscribe button. We have tons of videos. And you got to check out our other channel, our second channel as well, Marketing Food Online 2, which has even more about e-commerce and all kinds of great e-commerce business questions and videos. So let's dive into these 10. Number one, the first thing you need to do is create a business plan. Now, a business plan doesn't have to be too technical. If you're going to write this yourself, if this is your first step and you're not very familiar with how a business plan is laid out, in essence, a business plan is going to be what it is you want to do with your business. What are the goals of your business? What kind of resources do you have right now to get started? And then what kind of a product and where are you going to market it and who are you going to market it to? So you want to encompass some really basic general information. You don't have to get too technical, like I said, or too professional with this right off the bat. If this is new to you, basically sit down at a table, brainstorm, come up with some ideas as to what it is you're going to sell. How are you going to sell it? What do you need to do to make it legal for you to sell it? And then how are you going to market it and advertise it? That's basically, in essence, what a business plan is. Of course, you can go to a lot of other technical websites where it gets even more technical and breaks it down. If you're looking to get financing or you want to approach a bank or something to that effect, you might want to check out down in the description below this video. There's some great resources for specifically business plans as well. And you can check out that website. It'll explain to you exactly what it is that you can get into more in depth if you're willing to get financing or get a company to lend you money. So the business plan is going to be great for you because once you put it on paper and you spend time really focusing on it, then you have a map, if you will. You have a layout of the direction you're going to want to take and then how you're going to get there and then what are you going to sell along the way, basically. Okay, so number two, you want to decide where you're going to be working from. Now, there's basically only two ways to sell food products and to do this. Either you do it commercially from a commercial facility or a warehouse that's licensed commercially, and you are a business license that has allowed you to do it in a facility that is insured and is not going to be your home. It would be a license also that allow you to be inspected too, because any type of dealing, manufacturing, or producing of a food product, you'll have to be open to inspections for that. But if you're not going to do that, then the next step is you're going to obviously do it from home. So you would fall under the cottage food laws. Now that depends on the state that you're in. And if you want to sell food from home, you can definitely do that. But you just want to make sure that you follow the guidelines for your specific state. And then even it trickles down to the county and city. So number two was deciding where are you going to be doing this from? Where are you going to make your food product? So either commercially or you might be doing it from home. The best way if you're going to get started, I don't recommend you jump right into a commercial facility, renting out a huge warehouse, putting shelves up, and getting it inspected, and having sinks and all the other stuff that you might need for the Department of Agriculture in order to inspect it. That's a lot. So I would say start at home to get going, okay? Make it simple at first, get the wheels moving, and then you can move on from there. Number three, decide on the product. Are you going to make a food product or are you going to resell a food product? Plain and simple. You're either going to make it or you're going to buy in bulk and something that's already existing, you can resell it online. Of course you can do that. Again, make sure you just have the right business licenses and you have insurance to do that with. If you're going to resell a product, you're simply going to buy that in bulk, obviously hopefully at a really inexpensive price, turn around and resell that online, and that is basically reselling. If you're going to make it, then that's a little more trickier because if you're going to start from home, you can't really do it online because it falls out of the cottage food laws guidelines. You'd have to be in a commercial facility in order for you to get the right license to then make a product and resell it and ship it across state lines. You can't really do that from home. Number four, permits, business licenses, etc. So this is a really interesting one, and this is again going to be specific to your type of business, the product you're making, and where you're starting from. You need to make sure you have the right business licenses and permits in place. Your city and county business, it's normally called a business development office. That's going to be where you need to go to check and say, hey, I want to start this type of a food business. What kind of permit do I need and business license do I need to get? Normally, these types of permits are about annually, about $50 to about $100. I would say on the high end, maybe about $200 at the most. I don't think I've heard of too many business licenses. If you're starting from home or if you're doing a small one, it's going to be really more than that annually, but around that mark, okay? So number six, website online presence. Yes, You need to, of course, have a website, obviously, if you're going to be selling a product online. Even if you're not, if you're going to be just basically looking to resell anything to another business, is it business to business or B2B, for instance, if you're going to be on eBay or Etsy or something like that, you still should have a website, even if you don't want to access the website as an e-commerce where you're selling. Keep that in mind. Websites are great because it adds validity. It adds a backbone. It adds a little bit of professionalism to your business to have your own website, even if you don't tap into using that as a e-commerce, okay? Number 7, social presence. You need to, of course, be on all the social media platforms. Now, I recommend being on all of them, meaning having an account set up on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and even Pinterest, as a matter of fact. These are great social media. Now, in order for you to engage in them and use them actively, which brings us to number 8, marketing, digital marketing, you want to be active and engage on your social media platforms. I say pick 2. You should be on all of them with a presence. You should have some type of a presence for your business, but that doesn't mean you have to engage on every single one of them because that's overwhelming. That's an enormous amount of content and it takes up a lot of your day. Pick out 2 that work best for your business and focus and double down on 2 of them. It's worked really good for us. We've tried the whole being active on all of them. It doesn't really work out. So we found 2. Twitter for us and Facebook works fantastic. So find 2 that really work for you and then move on from there. So number 9, pricing, shipping, and understanding logistics. Okay, so you have a facility, you have your licenses, you have everything that you need. Now, the next thing you need to do is you need to figure out how to ship your product safely and securely. Now, food is a little tricky. So this is why I bring it up as number 9. You need to understand the logistics. That doesn't mean just grabbing a food product, shoving it in a box and shipping it. If you have a product that could break, if you have a product that could melt because of summer and spring, you have to understand all of this. And you need to understand what is the pricing? What is it going to cost me to ship my food product? Do I charge my customer or do I not charge my customer? All of these are great things to understand, and they're really essential and important because you cannot do it effectively and cost effective. Now, let me go back up. I think I'm looking at my list over here. Number 5, I think I missed logo, branding, and packaging. Yeah, I did. Number 5 actually was logo, branding, and packaging. Now, if you've created a food product, you need to figure out how to package it. Is it going to be in a box, a bag, a container, a bottle? Depends on if it's a spice. Obviously, you have a multitude of ways you can bag it. If it happens to be cookies, are you going to put it on a cookie platter? Are you going to put it in a baker's board? Are you going to put it in a baking box? Logo, branding, and packaging. If you don't have a logo, check out our link down in the description. It takes you right over to Fiverr. We've actually used Fiverr, I think about 13, 14 times now, at least over a dozen, to create logos for our different products. That's all part of the branding, by the way, which brings us to branding. The look, the image that your company wants to convey to a customer and consumer is the branding part. So take a look at your logo. If you need help, obviously not everybody's creative and designer, logos on their own. Get some help with it. Check out the link below in the Fiverr, and you can get someone to help you with that. Packaging also, as a matter of fact, there's also packaging is available as well. They can help you out on Fiverr developing a food package for your product. Lastly, number 10, just insurance. Just please do yourself a favor, get yourself some insurance, okay? You need to protect your business and you need to have insurance. Food businesses online specifically shouldn't be taken as a hobby because there could be some serious ramifications if people get sick or have allergic reactions. So you want to make sure that you've got insurance, okay? So these are 10 things when you start in a food business. These are kind of a checklist in a sense you can check off. Now, this is not an all-inclusive thing. There's quite a few other things that you may want to be looking at depending on the type of business you're doing, of course. But these are a great outline of 10 things you need to know, okay? So if you have any questions about that, let us know down in the description, and I'll see you guys in our next video and podcast.